Everyone, welcome to AL Coding Carnival. So, I'm Dr. Gomati, and I'm thrilled to have you join me on this exciting journey into the world of AL programming and Business Central. So, what we'll be doing is what we'll be learning even more deeper into AL programming, where we will do the traditional programs. Okay, like what are the traditional programs? Whenever we want to get expertise in any programming language, right, from C, C++, Java, Python, we'll be doing the basic programs like sum of digits, Fibonacci, factorial, prime numbers. Like that, we'll be having some set of coding, right? So here I have 15 to 20 set of coding, like 15 to 20 set of programs for you, where in each video we will take one program, we will discuss that, we will understand in detail like what is how to use the loop here, how to use the condition here, what are the other properties which we can use in that particular code. Okay, I'll be coding you directly, like I will start from the scratch because this is the request which I received from one of the subscriber and the members as well. So I'm going to start from the scratch. Okay, so I'm just showing you like what we'll be doing. See, today we are going to see sum of digits. Okay, so what is that sum of digits? So whenever I enter any value here, so this is the number. Okay, I will be entering a value. So if I enter 12, and if I go to this action and click calculate sum, you can see this 3. So what is happening here is what, this is what the concept of sum of series. Okay, sum of the digits. So what we will be doing, if I enter 1, so this 12 will be added, like 1 plus 2. This is what sum of digits. Okay, 1 plus 2 will be added and you will be getting the answer. So if you give 1 2 3, then what will be your answer? 1 plus 2 3, 3 plus 3 6, so 6 will be the answer. So for this we are going to write the code. So if I give 1 2 3, and if I click on calculate sum of digits, you can see it's 6. Okay, for this we'll be writing the code. One exciting news is what, I'll be writing the code from the scratch and I will show you how this code is exactly working with a visualizer. Okay, so stay with me till the end. Let us go to write the code. So what I'm going to do is what, I'm going to write the logic in a code unit and I'll be bringing that code unit in the page. Okay, because anyhow we require a page to show that. So I'll be writing the code in the code unit. Okay, so I have created a code unit logic. So this is sum of digits. So let us start with T code unit. Okay, and I'm giving ID like Y50100, and the name of my code unit will be sum of digits. Okay, so this is the name of my code. So I'm not going to go with the trigger and run at all because I wanted to pass the data, pass the value. Which value I wanted to pass? See, when I enter some number here, this number should be passed to the code unit. Okay, so once I enter the number here and if I click this calculate sum, that code unit procedure should trigger. Okay, it will get this number and it will trigger it, it will do the calculation in the backend. So I am not going to use this, okay, this particular trigger run. I'll be writing a procedure inside the code unit. So I'm going to write the procedure here, calculate sum of digits. Okay, so this is what I'm going to give, and inside I have to pass the I have to call the argument, right? I have to use this parameter here. So I'm just going to go with number integer because I wanted to calculate the sum. I want to calculate sum of the digits, so it should be in an integer and I'll be passing the value, okay, which is an integer, and my my output will also be as an integer. So I'm just giving this particular thing. Okay, so this is what the integer, and this should be an integer. Okay, I hope you understand the logic here. This is the first one, and just press enter, and then we need two important variables. Okay, one is a digit and second one is a sum. So I will explain why this is, because we have to calculate each and every value which are there in your number. Whatever the number you have given, we have to take each and every digit. Okay, so we have to hold one thing. We have to initialize something and we have to calculate it. So we need two variable. It's not mandatory that it should be a sum and digit. You can go ahead with any variable. Okay, you can give here any variable x, y, a, b, but it is good to go with the proper naming of the variable. Okay, so this is to do some, like, it will hold your final sum value, and this will do some calculations for each and every digit. That is why I have named it here like this. Okay, I have created a variable here. Then I have to start with begin. Okay, so what I'll be writing is what begin and end. So the first thing is, we will be assigning an initial value to 0. So sum, I'm just making it as 0. Okay, so sum will be 0. I'll tell you why we have to keep it as 0. And then we have to start with while. Okay, so why I am giving this while number is not equal to 0? Because if the number is 0, then there is nothing to do with, right? You can directly print the sum as 0. Okay, so I'll just tell you, if this number, okay, whatever you are entering here is 0, even if you calculate that, that gives you 0. So you have to check whether the number is not equal to 0. If the number is not equal to 0, then you can start the process. Like, you'll be looping it. Why I should loop, Gomati? Here, why should I go with a loop? Because even if you are giving two number, if you just imagine two numbers, okay, 1 and 2. So first time, what it should do, it should first hold this number, and then it should hold this number. We'll be writing the process, and then it has to add these two numbers. Okay, which means that it has to iterate through two times. Okay, so here we have to go with loop confirm. Okay, so you can go with any loop. So here I always prefer while for this type of thing. So while number is not equal to 0, then you have to begin. So the first is, you will be getting the digit. Okay, and you will be doing is what, you will be doing a modulus. What is the purpose of this modulus? That is very important. Okay, the purpose of the modulus is what, it will hold. So usually if you do division, you know what it will do, it will give you the quotient. Okay, if you do the modulus, it will give you the remainder. That you have to keep it in mind. Okay, the purpose of modulus is what, it will give you the remainder. Okay, whereas if you take a division, it will give you the quotient. Okay, so what is that? Let me just explain you that. So if you don't know what is the difference between modulus and division, okay, if you are doing something like 12 divided by 4, okay, so 4 3s are 12, right? So you can keep it like 4 3s are 12. So this is the division. If you are asking some answer for this division, so what you will do, 4 divided by 12 is 3. Okay, but in modulus you have to tell 4 divided by 12 is 0. Okay, so that is the difference. So I have to do the modulus. Why? Because I have to bring in each and every digit. I have to get the digit. That is why I have named it as a digit. Okay, so the first thing, you will be doing this. And then what is the next step it has to do is what, sum is equal to sum plus digit. So what is that? In sum I have 0 and in modulus I have 10. Okay, so let us take 12 as an example. Okay, so if you take 12 and if you do modulus by 10, okay, I'm just taking 12. Okay, 10 ones are 10, right? So what will be your remainder? Sorry, what will be your modulus value? It's 2. Okay, so this is what we are doing. So 2 will be here in the digit, you will have 2, and in sum you have 0. So the value of sum will be now 2. Okay, here in this variable you will be holding 2. Okay, now next what I have to do is what, number is equal to number divided by 10. So what is the number here? The number is what exactly I have passed it here. Okay, I have passed the number from where I have it is getting that number here. What I'll be doing 12 divided by 10. Okay, so 12 will be there inside and I have to do 12 divided by 10. Of course, what, it is 1. Okay, 12 divided by 10, 10 ones are 10. So the modulus value will be 2 and the division value will be 1. Okay, 1. So what happens in number? You will be having 1. Okay, and in sum you are having 2. Yes. So now it will again go to the second iteration, then you will be having 1 plus 2 and you will be getting the output. So finally what I have to pass it, like what is the result? So I have to do exit sum, I have to pass this result back. Okay, so which value you have to pass, that you have to write it here. This is what the code unit. Okay, code unit value. Let me explain this to you visually. Just stay with me, I'm explaining this to you visually. So see, so first, what we are doing, we are creating this particular code unit. Okay, that is calculate sum of digits. Okay, so what I have to enter the number. So what happens now, you can see that in number I'm just storing this 12. Okay, what actually we are doing it here, the number will be 12 because that is what I have entered from my business central. Okay, here the number will be 12. Okay, and if you see next, it will, this number will be passed to the code unit. So this is what, in this particular place your number will be passed. Okay, we'll be seeing the page as well, just wait. So next what we are doing, we are just assigning the sum. Okay, sum value to 0. And then what we are doing, we are doing the modulus function, where the first thing, okay, this, when you do this, digit is equal to number mod 10. So your digit value will be 2. Okay, and next if you see, now your sum of digit will be stored as a digit. So this is what we are doing it here next. Okay, sum is equal to sum plus digit. So what it is happening now, digit will be 2. And next you see your number is now 1 because already we have done the 12. Now the number is 1. Okay, and then what is happening now, it is going through the next stage. Sum of digits will be 2, the digit will be 1, and here you can see that your sum of digit is changing to 3. Your number will now be 0. And if in the while loop, if your number is 0, then we told that you should exit the while. Okay, if the number is 0, it should exit the while. So the while will be exited, and your sum, now what is your sum? Your sum of digit is 3, right? So this will be written, your written value will be 3 here. Got it? So now let us try to create a page. I'll show you like how to call this. Okay, let me save this. We are going to create a page. So T page and 50100 I'm giving, and I'm just going to go with sum of digit. Okay, so because here I have sum of digits, so I'm just making it as a sum of digit. And if you want to store it in a table, yes, you can go ahead with creating a table as well. For this, I don't want to store it in a table, so I'm just going to delete it. And so we need two things, in this, according to this particular visual. Yeah, you have two things. One is number, where we'll be entering the value, and the second one is the sum, where the output will be displayed. So for this we need two variable here for the page. Okay, so let us just write the page here. I want number. You can make it anything. This is a variable name, it can be anything. Okay, I'm just giving for my understanding. And sum is integer. Okay, so these two values I just wanted here. Okay, let me just go back to the fields. What are the fields which I want to see is what number. Okay, so application area is equal to all, let it be there. And I wanted to give the tooltip. Like, what is the tooltip? What is this actually? What is this tooltip, Gomati? So here, what you wanted to display. So sorry, this is number. Okay, this is like, you can just make it as description. So 1 minute. So tooltip is what, see, if you just click here, you can see enter the number to calculate the sum of the digits. This is what the tooltip. If you want to give this, if you want to assign this property, then you have to write tooltip here. Okay, tooltip is equal to Enter the number to calculate the sum of digits. Okay, you have to end with the semicolon. That is very, very important. And this should be in single quotes. Okay, this should not be the double quotes. Okay, I have discussed about what is the difference between the single quotes and the double quotes. You can check that in my previous tutorial. So this is for intermediate. Okay, you should have gone through that 21 days AL programming bootcamp in my channel. So that is very, very important. So here application area is equal to all, and I wanted to make it mandatory. Okay, show mandatory is equal to, I'm just making it as true. So this should be true. Okay, and next one is I want the sum field. Okay, and I'm just going to make it editable is equal to false, because no one should edit it. So if you make it like editable is equal to false, then it should show it in a gray color. So you can see the difference. This particular text box is showing something gray color, whereas here you can see it is editable. So this is editable property. Okay, so now what we are going to do is, what we have to write, we have to call the code unit. Okay, we have to pass this number to the code unit. So if you want anything else to add, for example, it should not be null, so not null, blank numbers is equal to false. Okay, so you can make it as okay, blank number, blank 0 is equal to false. Okay, so any other property if you wanted to add, you can add it, that is fine. If you want to give some caption, okay, for example, if I want that to be like enter the number to calculate. Okay, so this is caption. I'll show you where the caption is coming up. If you want to add some description, you can also do that. So the thing is, like, I wanted to call the code unit when the action is clicked. Okay, so when I click the action, so this is what, like when I click this action, and if I click this calculate sum of digits, it should give you the calculation, like the sum of the digits, right? So that is where we have to write this code. So under actions, okay, so under actions you have to go to the trigger on action. So trigger on action, what I'm going to do is what, because I have to call the code unit, right? So I'll be creating a okay, variable where sum of digits colon code unit is equal to sum of digits. Okay, so what I'll be doing, I'll be creating a I have to call that code unit, and that too because I have created as a procedure. So I'll be calling that code unit from this trigger. Okay, so for that I have to create it as a variable, and which holds the code unit. Okay, now in the begin, okay, and if sum colon, why I'm giving this sum colon, because this sum colon is what this, okay, this particular field. Okay, so I'm just giving sum colon equal to what, sum of digits code unit dot calculate sum of digits, and inside you have to call the number. Okay, so what I'm just doing, when I click on this particular code action, what it will do in my sum, okay, in my sum, this is my sum field, right? So in this sum field, it has to display the result. Okay, so that is why I have given sum colon is equal to sum of digits. What is the sum of digits? This is what the variable I have created to hold the code unit, and from that variable I am calling the procedure with, I am passing the argument, like parameter. I'm just passing this parameter which is called number. What is this number? This is what I am entering as the first field. Okay, when I click that calculate function, what happens, this function should pass this number to the code unit, and this code unit will start executing the complete process. Okay, and finally it will give me the output, that is sum. and it will send back to this particular code itself, and you can see the output in the code itself. So that is what a complete logic behind it. Okay, so here what we have learned is what how to pass the parameter and how to create the argument in the procedure, okay, using the procedure in the code unit, and to how to call this. So why I have created the procedure? See, you can even write this logic. Okay, this logic you can write it directly. This logic you can write it directly in your sum itself. Like once if you enter the number value, automatically this sum should show you the output. Okay, that is an another step that I will show that to you. That is also possible, and even this is also possible. Okay, so once if you save this, so once you have done, you can just save this and press Ctrl and F5. So you can see here, so this is what the first one, which I haven't added any caption. Okay, this is number and the tooltip, whereas now I have added the caption. I'll just show you like how this captions working, tooltip is working, and everything. So once the code is ready to see, okay, now you can see number to calculate. Okay, this is what the name I have given in the caption. And if you want to show the tooltip, for example, what you want to do, just hover over the mouse cursor to this particular field, you can see what is this. Okay, and even this. And once if I click some value here, 1245, and click on this action, while clicking this action, what is happening, this number is actually passing. Okay, it is this parameter is passed as an argument to the procedure, and that procedure is doing the calculation and it is giving you the output here. Okay, so this is what the logic behind it and how to use the procedure. Now if you wanted to write the same logic, you can even do the logic here in the page itself. If you don't wanted to go with the procedure, or if you don't want to go with the code unit, you can write it here itself. Okay, in on trigger function, you can create trigger. So on validate. Okay, so here you can just create these variables. Okay, why I wanted to create this variable as a local variable? Because this no need to execute often. Okay, this is a local variable. So if you want to know about what is local variable, what is global variable and everything, you can just go and check the check the 21 days coding bootcamp. So we will get some idea from that. So begin and end, I'm just using this. Okay, while and end. Okay, so here you don't want to pass anything back. I don't want to pass anything back. You just wanted to because it is happening in the sum. Okay, let me just delete this on. Actually, let me just make it as a comment section. Comment. I will comment it. Okay, I'll just do a comment here. So let us try to create a different type. Like if you don't want the code in it to write, or if you don't want the procedure to write, but if you wanted to execute the logic being in the same page. Okay, so in that case, you can write the logic here itself. Okay, so what I'm going to do is when the number, if I just enter the number, immediately it should calculate the sum of digit and show it to me. So what I can do is I can go with the trigger on validate in the number field. Okay, and once the trigger on validate started, so I'll be creating a variable here, that is two variable. Okay, I'll be creating the digit. Okay, and the two variable which we have created, right? And I can create another thing like a temp number to store the value. Okay, as an integer. So why I'm creating this two variable inside this field and not in the not in the general page variable, not here, and why I'm writing this in the field, I will tell you. This is the local variable where when you whenever this trigger is created, whenever this trigger is initiated, this variable will be created and again it will be destroyed. Okay, so here I'll be writing begin and end where your complete thing will happen. So temp, so this is what the complete logic. Okay, so temp and okay, temp, which is what we have told, the number, it will be storing this number whatever we have entered, 1 2 3 or whatever, and while this number is not equal to 0, it will go to the next step like digit, temp number mod 10. Okay, and this is not actually okay. um some sum colon is equal to sum plus digit, and temp number is equal to temp number divided by 10. So this is basically wherever, even if you write it in a Python, even if you write it in anywhere, this is the logic. Okay, first one you have to do the modulus. Why? Because we need to get the remind, like under that, like we have the modulus functions, right? So we have to get what we have to take the reminder, so that we'll be going with the modulus, and if it is a division we'll be using the quotient. So the first one you have to get the reminder, and then you have to sum it, you have to do the quotient value. So this is a simple logic. The only thing is, if you find the logic behind it, you can write the we can write the code here. So it's very simple. We have written that in the on validate trigger in number field, and nothing to do with anything else like editable. This other thing will be same, and we will not be calling the procedure because we don't have that actions. Okay, the action part will not work because we are not going to call anything outside this. We are just going to use the logic inside the trigger. Okay, inside the field itself. Let us just try to calculate, execute this and see. Okay, let us type 1 2 3, and I'm just pressing yes. Now you can see the logic. You can write it either in the page, or you can write it separately in the code unit and bring it back. So the purpose of writing it in a code unit under the procedure is what, whenever if you want to do some changes in that logic, you can directly go to the code unit, and you don't want to alter the entire code like in the page. Okay, because page will be directly visible to the users. And the second thing is, you have to decide which variable should be the global variable and which variable should be the local variable. So if you wanted to like reallocate, or if you wanted to destroy the value hold it by the variable, then you have to go with the local variable, or else you can go with the global variable. So this everything you have to decide before you write the code. So in this session we learned about how to pass the parameter into the procedure, and how to get the data back from the procedure to the page, or from wherever you are. This is the common logic behind it. Okay, and we have also learned how to add a parameter in the procedure, how to pass it, call it, and then we learned like how to use the while loop here, and exit function. And also we learned about few properties like mandatory, caption, tooltip, where it is exactly available, and the difference between local and the global variable. I invite you to join my exclusive Microsoft Learn Room, where I will guide you through essential skills, offer insights into the certifications, and provide invaluable resources to boost your career. And of course, I'll be providing you 50% Microsoft exam voucher when you join and actively participate in all the sessions. So yes, here I can tell you why you should join my learning room. It's like you will learn applied skills. Okay, so you can gain practical knowledge and hands-on experience with Microsoft technologies. Get expert guide advice on preparing for the achieving Microsoft certification, and you will receive 50% exam voucher as well. So once you join my learning room. So here is how to join. I'll be explaining you through how to join. So this is the link where I'll give this link in the description. Okay, so you can find various learning room. You can just join wherever which interests you. Okay, so this is my learning room. If you just scroll down, you can see. Yes, so this is Microsoft Tech Talks. You can find it here. So you can see, if you wanted to learn on any certifications, how to go through the certifications and everything, you can join here. So how to join? Just click this particular link. Okay, so Microsoft Tech Talks is my learning room, Microsoft Learning Room. So once if you click here, it will take you through a form. So you have to fill that form, and you will get the response within 24 to 48 working hours. Okay, so you have to give your email address, give the proper email address through which you have to join. Okay, so I can just give some email address. This is not exactly, I'm not going to submit it. Okay, so I'm just giving an email address. Okay, so you have to you can enter the email address which is associated with your Microsoft Learn account. Okay, so it should be like which is associated with the Microsoft Learn account. Okay. um, so I'm just giving this, and then you can see what is your first name. So you have to give your first name, you have to give the last name, and click next. Okay, so yes, so you have to give the proper ID, click next, it will take you to the next one. You have pre-selected join Microsoft Tech Talks. Would you like to select more? So if you want to select anything else, you know, you have already clicked here and right clicked, and you are trying to join our learning room. So if you want to select anything more, you can just click S, or else you can click no. Okay, if you click S, you can see various other learning room as well. So this is also this is also one of the learning room which I am a part of it. Okay, so you can click here to join here as well. If you want to join anything else, you can click there and then click next. You know, next it will ask you like how did you become aware and or get invited. So you can click this invited by Learn Expert. Okay, so next you can click next, and then by clicking I accept, so you are allowed to, this is the last step. Click I accept and submit, then you will be allowed inside into the learning room within 1 or 2 working days. So please wait till that. Okay, once you have joined, then you can just ping me that you have joined. You will be you can message through the Teams itself. Okay, so you will be provided with a Teams channel link, so you can message me through that, and then just let me know. I'll give you my 50% off, and you have to tell me which exam you're planning to do and what is your preparation level, and also you should tell me when you are going to write the exam. So that is very important, so that I can provide you this particular a voucher. Okay, so do this before scheduling, at least like do this before one week of time gap. Okay, because before you schedule, so you have to do these process before a week you schedule your exam. Okay, so that anyhow it will take 1 or 2 days to get you in the Microsoft learning room, and then we'll be talking, and you have to tell me like these things, like when are you planning to do and everything, then I can provide you these things. Okay, so yes, I wanted to see you all soon in my learning room, those who are really aspiring to become a Microsoft professional. Okay, you can do this. So what you can expect from our learning room is what interactive session covering a range of Microsoft technologies, real world applications and case studies, networking opportunities with peers and industry experts, regular quizzes and activities to reinforce learning. Okay, so complete the form available in the learning room mentioned. So once you have joined, you have to contact us. Okay, don't miss the opportunity to accelerate your learning journey and achieve your certification goals. Join our learning room now and take the first step towards a bright future. So I will meet you soon in the next video with another set of, probably we will discuss about the Fibonacci series. Okay, if you have any queries, leave that in the comment section. I'll meet you soon. Thank you.